Hi, this is James Hussey with theaveragegenius.net, and I wanted to cover cognitive SEO. It's a link analysis tool that I've been using for my SEO work, for myself and for clients. And basically, what the tool excels at is backlink analysis, competitive analysis. If you're investigating a niche or if you're doing SEO work for clients, especially post Penguin, when Google has changed a lot of their search engine optimization rules, and they've kind of rewritten the book on what they find acceptable and which websites they'll rank and why. It really pays to look at what Google is ranking and look at their backlinks. I've found that to be quite an education, and I think that you'll find it to be the same, especially as you go out and do some niche hunting, if you will, and do some market research. Okay, but there are some things that I want to cover. For instance, the typical problems with most link analysis tools. Now, I have done another in-depth video on these different problems, so I just want to kind of quickly list them out here and not go too far in depth. But long story short, I think cognitive SEO answers all of these problems. The first problem is that there's not enough data, either because you're just using one link resource or one tool or one service. It's not going to be enough data to look at, or maybe you have the opposite problem, there's too much data. For example, Majestic SEO, it has too much data. They don't do a great job of filtering out the dead backlinks, so you're making decisions based on faulty data. The other problem is speed and computing resources. I've run into that problem myself, where it was taking a few days for my software to run in order to complete link analysis, and that's just completely unacceptable. So I needed speed, and I needed to free up my computing resources. And finally, the last problem is money. If you're going to be paying for CAPTCHAs and proxies and upgrading your PC, etc., or having a bunch of different services because you want to have just the right amount of data, then monthly services can cost, obviously, as you add them all together. Okay, so when you first start using cognitive SEO, you have the option to either use it for a recurring campaign, where you can use it to manage your whole SEO campaign, either for yourself or for clients. It will give you a to-do list, and you can customize it any way you see fit. You can manage it for link acquisition and things like that. But I'm just looking at the one-time snapshot, and that's the option on the left that I highlighted. And this is basically what you want to use in order to canvas your niche, or if you want to get a snapshot of who's competing in your niche and look at their backlinks to see, let's say that Google has done a major update. For instance, it's, with the whole Penguin update, I found this tool to be very useful. So after Penguin, you could use the new campaign wizard to set up a one-time snapshot report, and basically you'll understand a little bit clearer why your competitors are ranking and you're not, or vice versa. Okay, so that's the only side of the tool that I'm looking at today, and I do have another video where I went in depth into setting up your first campaign. But let's go ahead and say that you set up your first campaign, you went through that video, and you're ready to rock and roll. So here's what that report looks like. Okay, before we get into the report, I did want to interrupt myself here because I don't want to oversimplify SEO or to be misunderstood. SEO is it contains a lot more than simply looking at backlinks or considering your opponent's backlinks if you're competing online. Of course it does. That's just one facet of SEO, and it's one major signal that can lead to a website ranking or not. Of course, on-page SEO matters, your use of keywords on the page, how fast your page loads, and all of that sort of thing. But there are plenty of other tools that I use for that, and maybe that'll be subject for another video. But right now I just want to look at the robust tool that I use for backlink analysis because it's such a key component to today's SEO. So with that being said, let's look at the report. So once you've built your campaign, then you can go ahead and look at various granular functions. Like here, you can analyze an interior page of your website or one of your competitors, which would be one of the tabs up at the top. And scrolling down, you'll see a few other things. Like here, you have the option to just analyze the most important link from every domain. So that way you get a deeper look at how many different domains are linking towards that domain that you're looking at. And here are other filters. This one, you can see the little drop down. You can just read how you can filter the link data by the fresher links or links that you've gotten recently or what have you. And then down here is the top linked pages, and I'm just showing you that you can export all of this data as an image or as a CSV, or you can print all this out. So you don't have to worry about just keeping everything at the Cognitive SEO dashboard. You can export all of this for yourself and for your clients. Scrolling down a little bit, you can see this is the anchor text cloud, and I just click that button and you can show this information as an anchor text cloud or as a data table, and you can export all of that information. It's very enlightening, especially post-Penguin, what Google is ranking and how many branded keywords websites are using and all of that. And just scrolling down, I want to show you the different charts, the pivot charts that the tool produces. This takes a lot of time to do if you're doing this manually. So let's say that you had an SEO Moz account and a Majestic SEO account, and you wanted to pool all of that data together and create your own pivot charts and all of that. It takes a lot of time. I've done that manually, so that's why I really love this tool, is that it gives you all of this information already handed to you, so you can look at it in a graphic display. And you can also note that every time that I'm hovering over the question mark, it will explain what every pivot chart is showing you. So if you don't understand, the difference between this or that chart, the tool explains itself very well. Now, this information here that I'm looking at is taken straight out of Majestic SEO, and it deals with the way that Majestic ranks links based on their trust rank, or their trustworthiness. And what's really great about it is that you can hover over those little circles basically, and you can tell which link it was or which domain it was that was linking. And also looking down, you can see the web page types, where the backlinks are coming from to this website, as well as their position and everything else. So all of this information is great comparing website A against website B. And something I didn't explain very well is that when you're using Cognitive SEO, you get to compare your website against 5 competitors. So if you want to compare against more competitors, then you would have to buy some more, or use some more credits, I should say. So going down further, this rating distribution, this is a Cognitive SEO algorithm that basically determines, what the ranking is for the different links. What I like to use is the Google PageRank distribution analysis, as well as the SEO Moz rank, which is a little bit further down. Those two tend to be more accurate and more easily understood by most out there, just because they're so widespread and so much in use, and they can tell you if a link profile is polluted or not, and it's very helpful information for me, at least when you start comparing websites against each other. Okay, so at the bottom here, what I'm doing is I'm just showing you the various drop-down menus for basically the aggregate link data for the website that we're looking at right now. This would technically be the main website. So you can sort this information according to their headers up here, or the different drop-down menus that I'm showing you. And you would use that blue scroll bar to go left to right to basically see all of this data displayed at Cognitive SEO. But if it seems like it's a lot of data, it is, but you can pull all of that data out. It didn't show it here because this is the demo, but there is a way to, there is a button, I should say an option, to pull this out as a CSV file, so you can look at it in Microsoft Office, or Excel, I should say, or whatever spreadsheet software that you're using. So you don't have to keep everything here at Cognitive SEO, but the cool thing about it is that you get the graphic display. They'll show you a little thumbnail image of the website that the backlink is being generated from and all of that. And here I'm just basically going through the different tabs just to show you that once you're done looking at your website, you can go ahead and scroll through the tabs basically at the top to compare your website against the other websites. And that's where all of this information, all this data, starts to really make sense when you start comparing your website against others in its niche. Okay, so the final part of this review is just going to cover the competitive link analysis tab, and that's the one at the very far right up at the top. So if you want to compare all of the websites to each other all in one shot, then this is going to be a pretty helpful section for you to try. I personally don't like using this part of the tool because it makes more sense to me to see the other types of graphs, but this is still a really good side-by-side review for those of you who like to interpret data this way. And this box here gives you the ability to select which website you want to compare. Right now, it's just set for all the websites in the report, which is 6 total. one main website and 5 competitors. Or you can compare internal pages against internal pages. So that would be great if, let's say that you're comparing your website that's on dog training compared to another website that's just on pets in general, and you just want to know how they're building backlinks for their dog section of their pet site. So that's one example. Or let's say you're running an e-commerce site and you just want to know how Amazon is gaining backlinks for their certain niche products. Well, that's another good use of that. So scrolling down, you can see there's various bar charts or bar graphs or what have you, comparing every website against each other. And again, I don't do very well with data presented this way, but this is a way that some people do well with. Something I do want to mention though is that cognitive SEO allows you to see the data either as an absolute value or to see the data as relative or percentages. And personally, I prefer to set the reports to the relative value, and that's done right here in the top right. And I would prefer to see the percentage of backlinks that have a certain keyword anchor text, or the percentage of backlinks that come from these high PR domains, etc. Okay, so that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, give me a buzz either by writing here, commenting on the video below, or at my blog, wherever you're seeing this video. There is a link in the description where you can try cognitive SEO for 14 days for free, and I would really suggest that you try it out. Seeing it on a video is one thing, but actually using it, it's very intuitive, very easy to use, and it's going to save you a lot of time and help you rank. Personally, I think it's going to help you rank a lot easier and make more sense of the new Google post-Penguin. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe up at the top, leave me a like, and add this video to your favorites. Thanks a lot.